do you add your own parts to any song that you cover? I always play the same grooves in the song. I have tough time putting my own parts and his own character on it.
It is an interesting issue there, and that's a lot of times I don't cover drums that have really well-written parts to begin with, because I don't feel like it makes much sense for me to cover up Neil Peart playing drums. Like,
right.
Why would I do that? Like, if I'm gonna do that, I should play what he played, which is okay, but for me, it's not as much fun to just play what someone else played. Like, when I approach a drum cover, I wanna be creative, I wanna have my own ideas, I wanna play the way that I play drums.
Yeah.
And to cover someone else's parts and do it exactly, it's not the way that I play drums. It's not the way I would have written the song. Not that I'm smarter than Neil Peart, because there's no way. Like, just that I would have, if I heard that song in the studio and there were no drums on it, I wouldn't have written it the exact same way that he writes it. And so when I approach a drum cover, if there is good drumming on it, I will learn a lot of the main parts, and then maybe I'll throw in an idea or two. But for me, the main goal is to cover up whatever is on the track. Because you don't want to be playing something and you hear extra stuff in the background that's the other drummer.
Right.
And some people think that it's drumless tracks that I play to, but it's not. I just play on top of the original song. You have to play in time, and you have to be able to cover up the parts.
Yes.
So like if they're playing like, I mean, that's really simple, but if that's what they're playing, it's like a pop song, then you have to cover up those three pieces. So you could do something like, and all of a sudden you have something that's yours, but you're still covering up exactly what is going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some tips that you can give contemporary church drummers who play a lot of Hillsong, Bethel, etc.? Also, what tips do you have for YouTube drummers trying to get a lot of subscribers, essentially? Two separate things.
Well, contemporary church stuff is, for me, it's about the emotion behind your playing. And that comes in, because I mean, you're worshiping. That's what it's all about. You're not playing drums for show. You're not playing drums for, I mean, some people do it because they get paid, but like the main reason that you're behind a kit at a church is supposed to be that you're worshiping, and that so it should be your emotion and your passion coming through that. And for that, a lot of aggression and just dynamics and stuff help a lot. Like when you're trying to get from a down section into a big, huge chorus at the end where it's like everyone's like really into it and builds and really focusing on the difference between what is played before and what is played later to show the difference in emotion there. For me, the focus of playing stuff like that live is really about fitting the song and just being enough to provide the emotion, to provide the energy, to provide the passion, but not being too much to provide distraction.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's something that being like doing YouTube videos, you're trying to be the spotlight, but at a church, it's not about you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be good, and you can still do things that bring attention to the drums in a positive way, but not a distracting way.
Yeah.
Because like in a big song, when you're doing a build, you want the drums to be driving, you want that build to come, but that doesn't mean in the verse you need to do like flamadiddles and all sorts of crazy stuff, like all over the hi-hats and just like, I mean, and there's a time and place for that too. Gospel drumming in churches, a lot of times they have more of that kind of thing, and that's what people are used to. But if your church is not used to drum
contemporary
solos,
church,
if your church is not used to drum solos in the middle of the verse, you may get some people like they're supposed to be engaged in worship, not engaged in like, what is he doing back there? And then the other part of the question about YouTube and like getting yourself out there is really, it's all about being you and providing people with something that you love to do that they'll love from you. And the reason I say that is because everyone does things a little bit differently. One of my favorite drummers on YouTube, a couple of my favorite drummers, like if you watch Matt McGuire, he's a good example of a single camera too. If you watch his videos, he's got one camera a lot of times that just pans around and moves. He's got a good cameraman, and just the way that he plays drums is him. It's not trying to be someone else. It's not trying to be someone who he's not. And he's just a very energetic, fun to watch drummer. Another good example is Troy Wright. That guy, he'll have multiple cameras a lot of times, but not a ton of cameras, and he just really has incredible playing and a lot of cool notes and a lot of cool stuff that he writes. And so write stuff that fits you, write stuff that you love to play, and just, you know, try and be entertaining in the way that you do what you do, because that's what YouTube is about, is entertaining people.
I have only one camera. How do I shoot a cover? Don't say shoot it with the camera. All right. I have one camera. How do I shoot a drum cover, and how do I do it so that it interests people, is what he's saying.
Well, one camera covers are actually very popular. I do it sometimes myself as a cool way to spice things up, in terms of, if you do it with one camera, if you just actually have someone, if you have a friend to hold it and move around with it, that can be pretty cool. But I mean, really, at the end of the day, like, no one, or most people that I know, and most of the feedback I've seen on YouTube and through comments and stuff, and how I've learned and moved through my actual filming of videos, is that no one really is all that interested in seeing extremely cinematic stuff. Like, they don't want to see, like, the tips of your sticks like zoomed in right next to the edge of the drum. They want to see everything you're doing. They want to see your facial expression. They want to see your passion. They want to see how your arms are moving, or how your arms are moving. And it's they want to see all that, and so you don't need a lot of cameras to pick that up.
For sure.
Now, audio is a little more important, because if you're only using one camera and the audio isn't good, then someone may immediately be like, oh, this is just like, this isn't good. Like, I don't want to watch it as much, because the sound is something that it's hard to get past. Like, if you're using a single camera and you're recording audio through that, unless you adjust the settings well, you're probably going to have a lot of distortion and not a great sound. So if you can do one camera and have a separate mic that you turn the gain down on, I use a Zoom H2N, which is like a $100 microphone.
Yeah, it's a stereo mic.
Yeah, a stereo mic. You turn down the sensitivity to like 2 or 1, and you put it out like 5-10 feet in front of the drum set, aim it at the kick drum, and another one of my most popular videos is a single camera with just the Zoom H2N. I didn't even use recording mics.
And quick question on either one of the or both of those videos, where was the camera placed? I think that'd be a good thing.
Straight in front. And like,
just straight in front?
Yeah. I try and get it, the See You Again cover was up high enough to see over the drums.
Right, so you can see everything, all the emotion, all the body language, everything.
The other one was a very small kit. I actually just used 2 cymbals, a floor tom, snare drum, and a kick, and hats. So 3. But anyway, it was right in front. And so because of the minimal kit, you could see right through it, and you could see everything that I was doing.
Gotcha, yeah. And they were probably GoPros, I would assume, so they were wide, or was it a different
I used a DSLR for that, for one video, but for the See You Again video, I literally had a GoPro. Oh, I can't stand up because I got stuff. But it was like right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Lighting can be a big thing too. A lot of people don't put a lot of emphasis on the lighting, but like, I mean, there's a reason that you have all these lights in here to make it look good. You don't have to have that. The lighting that I have at my house is literally one gigantic pure white light bulb that I put up in the ceiling, and then I have like $100 photography lights in front of me. And like, I didn't used to use that either. I used to use like standard house lamps, and as long as you're lit well enough to see what you're doing and it's not grainy and your face and everything is visible, you can go back in my videos and you'll see I have the exact same thing going for a long time. Like, it's just like lamps everywhere, like normal lamps you would have, like that lamp in that corner over there, like that kind of thing with like other lamps attached to it. It looks like a monster, but it worked.
Can you please talk about how you tag your videos on YouTube to get more views? Of course, that's not the only thing that happens with your marketing of what you do, but...
Yeah, I mean, that is a very important step. And the first thing, and this is something that a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of other people, even popular drummers, do it this way, but a lot of drummers put their name in the title. And when you're searching for a drum cover, you're gonna find, like, if I searched for myself, if I searched for Coop3r Drummer on YouTube, it's gonna pull up my channel because that's my channel. If I search for Casey Coop3r Drummer, it's gonna pull up my channel or some of my videos that have Casey Coop3r in the description.
Right.
You don't have to put it in the title in order to share that. And so some people do that, which the main thing behind YouTube is you have to play to YouTube's algorithm. YouTube has to understand what your video is and who it should share it with, who is searching for it. If they're searching for a drum cover of this song, your video title needs to explain to YouTube, this is a drum cover of this song.
Yeah.
And so if you take a look at my videos, for the most part, sometimes I add extraneous information, like my American Idiot drum cover, I say at Coop3r Studios, because I was excited that it was here and that it was like a different production quality. But since I put it at the end, it doesn't really affect the beginning as much. Now, if I had put new drum, or like recorded at Coop3r Studios, new cover of American Idiot, then like that's gonna tell YouTube like, oh, this is a new video at Coop3r Studios. So if someone's searching for Coop3r Studios, that's what I'm gonna share this with.
Yep.
So a lot of times my go-to formula is song name, drum cover, band name. Now, if the band name is short enough, sometimes I do band name, song name, drum cover. But you want drum cover to be as close to the beginning of the description as possible. Don't put it at the beginning, because then you're not getting the extra hit from that song name right away. So if you say drum cover, then song name, then the actual band, it might not pull up for the song as well. So like a good example is the way that I would properly title American Idiot by Green Day would be American Idiot drum cover Green Day. Or, since both of those names are pretty short, I might put Green Day American Idiot drum cover. But the main principle is that the song title goes first. Unless the difference here is if it's a song title that most people aren't searching for, like if it's a really, really old Incubus song, people might not be searching for one of Incubus's first songs, a drum cover of that, but people might be searching for drum covers of Incubus.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'll put Incubus drum cover, then I'll put the song title, because people will get excited about Incubus. They'll be like, oh, cool, Incubus, and then it'll be drum cover, so it's a drum cover of Incubus.
Definitely.
Oh, what song is that? Maybe I'll click on it.
Yep.
But if it's like, I'm trying to think of I feel like they have a song called like Megalomaniac or something. It's like really old. Like some people might, I don't know, it might not be a song by them, but might be completely wrong. Anyway, they have old songs, and I've been listening to them lately, but I can't remember the names. But if you do that in the wrong order, then it's going to confuse YouTube. So that is a big part of it, is really only telling YouTube what you need to know about the video so that it knows who to share it with.
Yeah, you don't want to confuse YouTube.